All right. Good evening, everyone. I've got 8 o'clock on my computer, so let's get the season showdown town hall kicked off. I'm Brian Russell, league director. We're here tonight to talk about our championship weekend, joined by several members of the league staff. Let me point out one right away, Sean Moore, our director of team and coach development. Sean is recording the town hall like usual, but he's also going to do a lot of screen sharing along the way. I've got a less than reliable internet connection, and should I happen to time out, so to speak, Sean will pick up the agenda and roll with that. Speaking of the agenda, much like we normally do, we'll probably spend about 30 minutes walking through the weekend in 3 main parts. We'll talk about arrival and what to expect. We'll walk through the schedule for Saturday, and then we'll walk through the schedule for Sunday. I think we'll only need about 30 minutes because a lot of you all are familiar with our format. There are a few changes for this championship weekend, both in terms of less things going on, but we're also introducing some new things. So we'll walk everyone through the different and the new. And then throughout all of those sections, please drop your questions in the chat window. Shel Frost, our programs director, will help moderate that, answer them along the way, or staff members will answer along the way. After each section, we'll pause, make sure we've got those questions covered. And then at the very end, we'll leave some time for questions. That is what we're here for, to get your questions answered about the weekend, and particularly in support of our student athletes who are coming to race in the championship race, much like we've done for all our town halls. The first student athlete to ask a question tonight, our Fidlock sponsor will give a gift card for a discount for some Fidlock product, and I'll email that to that student athlete when we're done. So thank you very much to Fidlock for supporting our program here. Sean, if you could start sharing the website, let me just walk everyone through where to find the information. Much like we've done all season, go to the website, click on the What's Happening tab at the top, scroll down to the event schedule, and then scroll down to the season showdown. Much of the same buttons that you're used to seeing there in terms of signing up for volunteers. I think we have a few camping spots left open in the 10 area, but certainly some of the most important ones that we'll walk through tonight are the event flyer itself. That's the 2-page document, probably worth printing off on Friday or Saturday morning before we head out to the venue. That is a live document, so as we change things on the schedule, we will update the event flyer, and it will always be the most current version of what is going on for the weekend. And then to the right there is the venue map. And Sean, why don't you go ahead and click on that? We'll pull that up, and I'll just give a brief overview. I think everyone coming this weekend is familiar with Mayodan. We're probably there the last time we're at Mayodan. So you'll come in the park entrance. If you are just there to park, you will meet Sam and our awesome welcoming committee or parking volunteers and park in that purple area. If you're camping, you'll come on down to the main paved parking lot and either move to tent camping or RV camping, and we'll turn it over to Michael Lashley here in a minute to talk about that. Or Saturday morning, we'll do pit zone unloading in that parking lot in that pink area there, and we'll let Ben Harbor explain a little bit about the infield setup. So that's the arrival for Mayodan. And Michael Lashley, if you're on the line, if you've got any updates on camping for our folks for the weekend, please cover them now. Michael, we got you on the line. Okay, well, I know Michael is due to be there on site with us this weekend. Camping opens up Friday at 4 p.m., so you can come in, drive down to the paved parking lot. If you're a tent camper, offload your stuff and go back and park in the purple area. If you're RV or camper van parking, just drive all the way through the asphalt lot there down into the soccer field. We ask everyone to, as much as possible, pull straight in so you can pull straight out of that field. I'll talk about weather at the end of the call, but it looks like we're going to get some more wet this weekend, and we want to protect those fields. That's one of the park's concerns when we come to Mayodan, is wet weather and parking those heavy RVs on the fields. But if you got any questions about camping for the weekend, I think the other thing Michael was going to mention and send out an email is please arrive by 8 p.m. Either night you're coming in. Some of our camping mares have been up pretty late with late arrivals, and it's just not ideal for you coming in super late. So try and get there by 8 p.m. would be helpful. Let's see, is Ben Harbor on the line? Give an infield overview for us? Looks like Michael and Ben are putting me to work tonight. So, Sean, if you could just scroll in briefly to pit zone. Everyone's familiar, I think, with the ball field at Mayodan. We're about, last count, I had about 420 student athletes registered for this event. We were up over 500 for the last Mayodan. So I think we fit everyone into pit zone in that ball field last time. We'll fit everyone again. So I don't think we'll have anyone outside the fence. But again, Saturday morning on the event flyer, pit zone opens up at 10 o'clock. So you come down, you pull your vehicle into the paved parking lot, drop your stuff, and then go park your vehicle and have teammates drag things into the ball field to start setting up. The pit zone will keep that open until about 12:45 to do the pit zone. Sean, if you scroll down to the right a little bit in those blue areas, one of the changes for Mayodan, that first blue rectangle, Trek will be with us both days. They are setting up the Trek Hype Zone. They'll have some activities both Saturday and Sunday for the kids to check out some games and some activities. One of the changes for this venue is no programs activities on Saturday, but Trek will be there on Saturday. And then straight across from that, we've got a vendor and sponsor row. We're actually going to put our merchandise tent down there, so it's a little easier to get to. A couple other sponsors are coming in, and I'll mention one of those when we get to Sunday down in that vendor sponsor area. One thing we are going to do, if you scroll to the other side of the pit zone, Sean, to the top of the screen, I've marked it in a little water faucet. There's a faucet right there that Mayodan is going to put a hose on, and that's going to become our bike wash. What we found out last time, particularly on that rainy Sunday, is everyone using the bike wash, all that water from the bike wash right across our race course, down near feed zone, and just turned it into an even muddier mess. So we will have bike wash capability, but we're going to move it to the other side of the ball field in that grass so we don't damage the race course unnecessarily. So that's infield overview, some of the changes to expect for this Mayodan. And let me see, before we close out the arrival section, if Diane or Jenny are on the line and want to talk anything about volunteers for the weekend.
Hey, Brian. We are still short several course marshals and some crossing guard positions that are pretty important for the race to be able to occur. So if anybody could reach out to their teammates and get some help, some volunteers, that would be great.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jenny. When I look today, I think we're about 60% filled on our slots. It's usually a little less than we are come a Wednesday before a weekend. Obviously, with only 420 student athletes, there's less volunteer potential. And there's, well, I was about to say there's no home teams for this weekend, but everyone's in home team this weekend. So everyone, please sign up. And this is in terms of our volunteer awards that we give at the end of the season. This is the last event for volunteer hours that count towards those awards. And we've advertised a couple times. If you do 4 events in a row, pretty cool mug. If you do all our events this season, pretty cool hat. So thanks to the volunteers, and still we'll get the food ticket this weekend. So please consider signing up. That would be fantastic. So let's pause there. That's arrival, and that's general venue overview. Shell, are we doing good on questions in the chat, or does anyone have anything?
We are doing good. The first student athlete question, Haley from IC Imagine is hoping that when we talk race course, we can go over any changes to the course from the previous Mayodan event.
Okay, Haley and Shell, if you haven't already asked, just need a good email address for Haley, and we'll get you that Fidlot gift card. So thank you for that. Either Sean will cover that, or I will when we cover Sunday, Haley. So that answer is coming about the race course. Thank you for that. Anything else, Shell, or anyone else on arrival?
Nothing in the chat.
Okay. Well, hey, let's move on to Saturday, and this will be a Sean Moore show primarily to describe. So, Sean, over to you to talk about what's a little bit different about this Saturday than some of our other Saturdays.
All right, thank you, Brian. Several things are going to be different about this race. And the first is that there is going to be a mandatory coaches meeting. So head coaches need to be be at this meeting at 11:30 a.m. But there is not going to be a coaches course inspection like we normally do. We're doing that so that we can put a bit more time into the day to provide more coach-led student athlete coach inspection, as well as a longer period of time for the green lap buddy system coach, or excuse me, student athlete course inspection. To speak to kind of Haley's question about the course, we are not really saying anything about any changes to the course. That is because it's the championships. We really want it to be something that you're seeing primarily for the first time on Saturday. So there is no race course preview video, and there's no map or GPX file that we're putting out like we have for all of the other venues. But we are giving you lots of time to inspect the course and ride. So if you look at our Saturday schedule, red flag is an hour and a half from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Yellow flag for those multi-lap student athletes, that's an hour and a half from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Both of those segments are coach-led. And what I'd like to ask is that all teams consider that to be a one-lap kind of course inspection. So go out with the intention that you're doing a single lap with those student athletes. Make sure that you break up into small groups. Make sure that your groups are no larger than 8 student athletes with 2 coaches, one being the lead coach and one being the sweep. Please do not separate your groups and keep everybody together. So those lead coaches need to be constantly doing their shoulder checks, and they need to be going at a pace that the sweep is visible so that you're keeping your group compact and together. Once we get to the green lap section, that will start at 3:30, and that will last until 6 p.m. So that's 2.5 hours for all of our student athletes to go out with a buddy and go and inspect the course, go ride at a little bit faster pace, try some different lines, all of those sorts of things. So we've tried to expand that time so that our student athletes can really get a feel for this championship event. And then the course will close at 6 p.m. And when the course closes, it will not open again until the next day. So again, coaches, we will do our course sweep. So what we'll do is last student athlete needs to be out on their final lap during the green lap at 5:45. And coaches, if you will meet at the start line at 5:45, at 6 p.m., we will depart and sweep the course to make sure that everyone is off. And back to you, Brian.
All right. Solid overview, Sean. If you got some questions, throw them in the chat, or we'll pause here in a few minutes for any questions about Saturday. 2 afternoon and evening activities we pulled forward from our Fletcher weekend. Shell, we want to give everyone an update on the Strider Bike Rodeo, please.
Yes, so the top 5 teams from the spring fundraiser have been invited to participate in the Strider Bike Rodeo. Will be a series of ridiculous bike competitions, and that will be Onslow County, Pisgah Ridge, Holy Trinity Catholic Middle School, North Lake Trailhawks, and IC Imagine. Just a heads up, Haley, I know you're on this call. IC Imagine has not yet put forth their 2 participants, and I know you're always down for ridiculous fun. So just putting that on your radar. But those 5 teams can send their coach and student athlete participants to the Trek area by 4:15. Please bring a helmet with you, and we will start the Strider Bike Rodeo at 4:30. If folks want to come watch some pretty ridiculous fun on tiny bikes, it'll be a good time.
And that is in support of our spring fundraising campaign. Thank you to Trek for providing awesome bikes and prizes and all our sponsors. Saturday, also the last day to turn in your paper tickets and money, those that collected that way. And a reminder that the online campaign remains open until 28 May, so still some time to raise some funds for the league and your team. And thank you, Shell, for putting together those fun events for everyone at our weekends. And then the last thing on Saturday, again, a carry forward from Fletcher, our senior night. Seniors that have signed up can gather in the Trek area about 6:30. Trek's providing some burgers, dogs. They'll probably make us get on the Strider bikes again and take ridiculous pictures of me so Shell can use them all next season in her graphics. And then about 8 o'clock, We'll do a ride brief and break up into some groups and do a night ride. And thanks again to Trek for providing lights for any senior student athlete that doesn't have a set of lights. So don't worry about that. Come on out and we'll have a fun lap of the course on Saturday night in recognition of our seniors. So let's pause there. Shell, if you can give us a status check on the chat questions. And if anyone has any questions about Saturday, happy to field those now.
I think we're doing good in the chat so far.
Fantastic. Well, let's move to Sunday. Sean, why don't you scroll down to the race schedule itself, and I'll talk through a couple things for Sunday. This is the latest schedule, updated it this morning based on the numbers we have, not as many multi-field categories this go round. So this is what the schedule looks like. I will mention any category that has senior athletes in it, we are going to do senior athlete escort call-ups. And what that means is senior athletes were able to select mom, dad, brother, sister, someone to walk them from the staging circle to the start chute, just like a lot of senior athletes get that recognition in their high schools. We'll do the same for our seniors as a way to send them off. And then, hey, mom, dad, sibling, whoever's escorting those student athletes, we'll have a special viewing area for you right next to the start line so you can get your pictures of seniors as they take off on their last NICA race here with us, which is pretty cool. Sean, if you could scroll back up to the main page and on the bottom, let me talk about a couple of the new things for this race. Championship race is a nice way to introduce some new things we're doing. We will award in each category King of the Mountain, Queen of the Mountain. So there will be a segment established on the race course that will be marked start and finish with a sign out on the course. And then the top athlete in each category will get a medal during podium. So we've done that a couple times. We've tested it. We feel like it's pretty reliable. So we'll actually, as opposed to just the shout out, we'll actually award a medal in each category, which I think is pretty cool. And then we are going to live stream our finish line camera. Same thing. Jeremy, Sean have been beta testing that past couple races. We think it's fairly reliable. So we'll have a GoPro on the finish line, and that will stream to our YouTube page all day on Sunday. And you can just follow that QR code that's on the flyer finish line, and it will bring you to the live tab on our YouTube channel. So you can tell folks that aren't making it to the race to watch their student athlete coming across the finish line. And then last new feature for this race, and this was in the single track times, we'll have a company called Trek Reel with us on Sunday, and Trek Reel will have a tent in that vendor sponsor area that will be next to our results board. They are putting 40 cameras along our race course and are going to record the whole race. And then you, parent or student athlete or coach, can, for about $100, order a custom made video of your racer. The cameras are going to track the race plate. So you tell them race plate number, and they will give you a video of your championship race. Pretty cool technology. And we appreciate them coming in and doing that for us. So stop by, check them out on Sunday. You can go to their website to order, or you can work with them right there to get that done. And then at the end of the day, you see there, maybe 4 o'clock, we're wrapping up and clean up the course. Hope to get the podiums by 5 o'clock. We'll recognize kind of two things at podiums. We'll recognize the winners of this race, the championship race, so top 5 in each category, and there will be a champion jersey for the winner of each category, and these are distinct championship medals. And then after that, we will recognize our season winners. These are the athletes that had the most points in their categories for the entire season, again with distinct medals. And we will also award the teams, top 3 high school, top 3 middle school race team winners for the entire season. That's what podiums will look like at our season showdown. And then let me talk weather, and then we'll go to questions about Sunday or just overall questions. Just like we always do, I'll host a weather call tomorrow just before noon with meteorologists, the land manager, key members of the staff to take a look at what's coming weather-wise. And I think a pretty high expectation that we will get wet this weekend. Current forecast has a front coming through late Friday and then rain on and off through Saturday. Sunday looks fairly dry, but both Saturday and Sunday, some risk of storms in the afternoon. The 48-hour models we see tomorrow will give us the greatest granularity. So certainly prepare for wet and prepare for storms and high wind. Also be prepared perhaps for changes to the schedule. What I would anticipate perhaps is shrinking Saturday and closing the course maybe earlier to protect it from damage to the rain and risk of those storms, and then maybe reduce schedule on Sunday to beat the storms in the afternoon. But again, that's all very pre-decisional. We'll get that word out tomorrow by noon, what we're doing for the weekend. My gut tells me we're a go overall, but we need to be prepared for some changes, and we'll communicate those as early as we make them, just to make sure we have a safe and fun race on Sunday. And that's the goal here for our state championship. So let's pause there and make sure we cover any Sunday questions, but we're also at the time, any question about the entire weekend, happy to field those now. Shell, how are we doing in the chat? And folks, let us know what questions you got.
I think we're good in the chat.
Oh my gosh, nice job. Very good. Thank you.
There was discussion that if it rained too much, they would close the soccer fields for the RVs. Is that still a chance?
That is always a possibility, Mark. I talked to Caesar today, and he's not concerned about it right now. But he'll be on the call tomorrow. He'll, make the best prediction he can. And unfortunately, we just don't have any backup if he decides to shut one or both of those fields. There's nothing we can do about it. But right now, he's feeling pretty good about it.
Tim asked if there's any chance we can get an early Sunday update on start time changes so we aren't checking out of our hotels.
Tim, I promise to do the best I can for you. Forecast change. That's what led to the Les Mayadan decision. A lot more rain overnight Saturday that forced a delay. I don't know if I could have made a better decision late Saturday to let folks know that that was happening. Again, I promise to make the best decision I can as soon as I can about the changes to the schedule. My guess is if I have to change anything for Sunday, it's going to start on time but finish early to beat afternoon storms. And Shell, there was a question about seniors. Was that question from you? Do you have a question about what we're doing for seniors?
No, I just wanted to make sure that we were tracking senior for the call-ups and everything like that, so they can get their time with their parents.
Yeah, yours truly. If you've provided the names of who you want to walk those seniors up, and there's still time to do that. Everyone, you can email me. If you forgot to, put that on the spreadsheet, or heck, contact me that morning, Sunday. I'll pen you in. Not a problem. The only thing I didn't mention, and thanks again to Trek, each senior student athlete will have a custom-made poster that we will hang along the snow fence Sunday morning. So student athlete's picture, name, team name, nice design, season theme, and parents, kids, coaches, you can take that with you at the end of the day. It's a nice memento souvenir. And again, thanks to Trek for doing that for all our seniors.
I had a question. The last time I was leaving Mayadan, I didn't have a signal to get out of there, and I ended up going about into Virginia, turned around, came back, and ended up at Mayadan. And finally picked up the signal and had navigation to get myself home. I'm wondering if we could put a little tiny map on the program or something like that, or just have something there for people, because I think about 10 people followed me and up the mountain. So I don't know if that's a possibility or not, but
Back to Virginia, huh, Adam? You just want to get back to Danville and enjoy some of the fun up there, huh? Let me think that through. I can probably put something on the venue map, arrows back through the town to the main highway on there is probably the easiest thing to do, Adam. Just the venue map we displayed tonight.
yes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, let me sleep on that, think about how we make that happen. All right, we'll keep the mic open for about one more minute, but I think we've got everything covered since we're not hearing any more questions. I will say, thanks to everyone for dialing in tonight. Looking forward to, getting another race in for the season. Again, by noon tomorrow, you'll be hearing from me, social media and team snap emails, and what the decision is for the weekend. And like I said, my gut tells me we're a go, but prepare with your rain jacket and tie downs for your tents and all those type of things. We know Mayadan can handle a little bit of wet. And like I said, the venue manager is excited to have us based on the forecast. So I think we'll all see each other this weekend. And with that, let's go ahead and sign off, and we'll see you this weekend.